Hello students, I am your geography teacher. Geography standard 6. Today we are going to start with your chapter number 1, that is the earth and the graticules. Children, we'll start with your chapter number 1 in geography, that is the earth and graticules. The earth. As we all know, earth is our planet. It is the third planet from the sun. It is the only planet to have life. It has an atmosphere containing oxygen, water on its surface. Now, what is graticule? Graticule is a grid. Grid means a kind of a net. Net made up of horizontal and vertical lines in the globe to measure the location. As we move further, we will learn more about the earth and its graticules. Now, let us see this map. In this map, we can observe there are certain children given. Those children are belonging to different places. Like Enric is belonging from Lima, South America. Graham is from Petersburg, Europe. Natalia is from Africa. Katya is from Kimberley. Shahid is from India, Agra. Meenakshi is from Port Blair. Michiko is from Tokyo. Now, what they have, and the main important thing, Taj Mahal is given in this map. Taj Mahal is located in Agra in India. Now, whatever the question has been asked here, it's related to the location of the Taj Mahal from these children's places. Say for example, Taj Mahal is located in India, Agra, and for Natalia, the Taj Mahal is located in the east direction. And for Michiko, the Taj Mahal is located in the west direction. And for Katya, the Taj Mahal is located in the north direction. And for Graham, the Taj Mahal is located in the south direction. For these children, the location of Taj Mahal is different. But Taj Mahal is located at one and the same place. So only with the help of direction, we cannot get the exact location. For that, we require precise information. That is why it became necessary to find a system to get precise location of any place. For that, the globe has been formed. Globe help us to get more precise information, more accurate and exact information about the location of any place in the world. As we can see, this is a globe. And this globe shows the map, that is world map. Earth is very big. It is not possible to describe the exact location, so we made the use of globe having horizontal lines. See this. These are the horizontal lines, which is called parallel or latitudes. See this. These are the vertical lines, and these vertical lines are called as meridians or longitudes. Latitudes, also known as parallels, circle the globe from east to west. These vertical lines circle the globes from east to west. Longitudes, also known as meridians, these lines runs from north to south. These are the longitudes, and these lines runs from north to south. With the help of latitudes and longitudes, we can measure any location on earth. Say like this is a map. In this, we have to find out India. Here is the India. In India, Delhi is located here. Mumbai is located here. Like this, we can find out any place, whichever we needed, we can find out with the help of this globe, and with this help of these longitudes and latitudes, we can find out the exact locations of any particular place. In figure 1.2, as we can observe, the earth is divided into two parts, that is from north to south and from east to west. It gives about the length of the earth, that is from east to west. The length of the earth is 12,756 kilometers, and from north to south the length of the earth is 12,714 kilometers. So it gives us some idea about the size of the earth. This will give us idea about the length of the earth from east to west and from north to south. And the horizontal lines in the globe and vertical lines in the globe are actually imaginary lines, because it is not possible to draw lines on actual earth. So the location of any place on the earth is determined with reference to the center of the earth. In this figure we can see this point is the center of the earth, and the center of the earth is also called as the equator of the earth. Straight line joining on the point of the surface and the center of the earth, they forms an angle. Like in this figure we can see this is the center of the earth, and this line is joining the center of the earth, and here it makes an 90-degree angle. Likewise in this figure 1.3 we can see angle XMV is forming 30-degree angle. Likewise angle VMY is forming a 60-degree angle. So likewise any line from the surface of the earth touching the center forms an angle on the globe. Now in the figure 1.4 we have to draw certain angles. The instructions for the angles has been given here. In the upper portion of the circle at the center, draw angle of 20 degree. Name the angle as V1, X and K1 and V2, X and K2. X is the center of the circle, V1 is here and V2 is here, and we have to draw a 20-degree angle on the upper portion of the circle. And in the low end, being the points on the circle, draw an ellipse joining K1 and K2. When we form an angle here, angle of 20 degree, we will name them as K1 and K2. And then we will join the line from K1 and K2 and form an ellipse. Ellipse means a circular line form. In the lower half of the circle, mark an angle of 60 degree and name the point on the circle as P1 and P2. Same we have to do it in the lower part of the circle, but here the angle will be of 60 degree. Like this we have to draw our figure. 20 degree upwards, and here we have joined K1 and K2. Around this K1 and K2 we have made an ellipse. In the south part also, in the bottom of the equator, we have made an 60-degree angle and we have joined P1 and P2 and another ellipse here. By joining the P1, P2 we have made an ellipse here. If you can see here, the K1, K2 ellipse is bigger than the P1, P2 ellipse. This is because as we move far from the equator, the ellipse is going to be smaller. The parallels is going to be smaller. As it is closer to the equator, the ellipse is larger, although the angular measurement is smaller. But the K1, K2 line, that is the parallel, is bigger when it is closer to the equator. You must have realized that the ellipse drawn by joining 20-degree point is larger than the ellipse that joins the 60-degree point. This ellipse, 20-degree ellipse, is larger than the 60-degree ellipse. However, the distance x K1 and x P2 are the same. This is because we are dealing with the sphere. This is larger and this is smaller. This is because we are dealing with the sphere. the circle. As we move towards the corner of the circle, the ellipse becomes smaller. Note that though these lines appears to be ellipse in the diagram on the globe, they are circles. The circle thus created at some angular distance from the center of the earth are parallel to one another. Although their angles are different, but these all lines are parallel to each other, because any line drawn on a circle is parallel to each other. Now equator is parallel to this ellipse as well as this ellipse. Hence they are called as parallels of latitudes. The values of parallels are angular, measured, expressed in degrees. Whenever we have to measure this ellipse, we have to take an angular distance of these ellipse. Whatever ellipse is being drawn in this sphere, those will be measured in terms of angle. The degree of the parallels are measured from the equator as shown in figure 1.5. Now let us see this figure 1.5. As we can see in this figure, the angles are given and all these angles will start from the equator. The equator has a 0 degree angle and all the angle will start from here. Any ellipse, any parallels move towards the north, the angle is going to increase, and whatever ellipse moving towards the south, the angle will increase, right? Likewise, the equator has a 0 degree angle because here no angle is being formed. It is a straight line. After that, another ellipse is there which is forming a 10 degree angle, then 20, then 30. Likewise, as we move forward towards the north direction, the angle is going to increase. Similar to the south part, as we move towards the south, the angle is going to be increased. That is why the equator is considered as 0 degree parallel, because no angle is formed here. Therefore, it is called as a 0 degree angle parallel. It is largest parallel and also a great circle. Here, this equator line, equator parallel, is being called as a largest parallel. See, this is the point where the equator has a largest point. From here, whatever ellipse will be drawn will get smaller. As you can see, if I draw another line and if I measure these two lines, this line will be bigger. As we move further and go on making another parallels, the centimeters of the parallel will be reduced. The length of the parallels will be reduced. The angular distance of other parallels towards north and south goes on increasing away from the equator. As we have already discussed, the angle will be increased, but the parallel measurement of the parallel will go on decreasing. See, this parallel is going on reduced in size. Now let us see the meaning of equator. The equator bisects the earth into north and south part. It bisects the earth. See, in this is a earth, and this point is the equator, where it divides the earth in two parts. Above is the northern part and below is the south part. The one to the north is called as northern hemisphere, while the one to the south is called as southern hemisphere. One part above the equator is being called as a north part, which is also being called as a northern hemisphere, and the below part of the equator is being called as a southern hemisphere. Towards the north and the south of the equator, parallels of latitude progressively become smaller and smaller. As we have already discussed, these parallels goes on decreasing, becoming smaller as we move towards the north, or towards the south, towards the north or towards the south. One on the globe at the north and south ends of the Earth's axis, they appears as points. These are called as North Pole and South Pole. As we go on increasing our parallels, at this point the parallel will be over. There will be no parallel line after this, so it becomes a point. This point where the norths begin, so this point is being called as a North Pole, and likewise here the axis will be completely finished. No axis will be formed after this, so this point is being called as a South Pole. Axis means these parallels. While mentioning the values of the parallels, it is necessary to mention whether it is northern or the southern hemisphere. While mentioning about these parallels, so we have to mention whether it is how many degrees it is far from equator, whether it is 5 degrees away from the equator, 10 degrees away from the equator, but in which direction, whether it is in north direction or it is in south direction. So if the direction moves towards the north, so we will mention 5 degree towards north, 10 degree towards north, 15 degree towards north, and if the parallel is moving towards the south, so we will mention 5 degrees towards the south, 10 degrees toward the south, like this. The parallels from the northern hemisphere are referred to as 5 degree north, 15 degree north, 30 degree north, whereas the parallels from the southern hemisphere are referred to as 5 degree south, 15 degree south, 30 degree south, 50 degree south, and so on.